Today is a very historic day for New Jersey because when Governor Phil Murphy signs this executive order today, New Jersey officially begins the journey to become the first state in 100 years to establish a state public bank. A bank that will expand access to capital that is greatly needed to address New Jersey's most pressing and unmet needs in our unserved communities. I think we can all agree that currently there are many socially beneficial projects which don't have adequate funding, including upgrades to public infrastructure, expanding affordable housing and neighborhood revitalization, reducing student loan debt, and providing microloans for small businesses. Today marks a very important step towards making a state public bank in New Jersey a reality and getting some of these very important projects funded. Today is also very historic for New Jersey Citizen Action because we have been dealing with these unmet economic and financial needs of the state for many, many years. We began discussions with Governor Murphy about a state public bank before he was even governor. As a U.S. ambassador to Germany, a country that has a public bank that's often touted as a model, Governor Phil Murphy experienced firsthand how a state bank can play an effective role as a financial institution to advance the economic prospects of individuals, business enterprises, local governments, and non-governmental organizations. For over 2 years, we have been working with his policy, staff, members of the legislature, and scores of organizational partners and allies to identify the most urgent projects that would benefit from a state public bank, and to figure out how a public bank would work best in New Jersey, a state with very, very unique credit needs and also some unique financial challenges. Today is also very historic for me personally because the first time I ever even heard about a public bank was in the early 1970s when a young group of activists that met on Tuesday nights in the living rooms of some people sitting right here today, and we called ourselves the Progressive Action Coordinating Team of the Oranges. And I'd just like those folks to stand up. Pat Morrissey behind me, Joan and Marty Bierbaum, Joan Kransky, Joanne Leone, Joel Shane, and unfortunately not here with us today, the late Ron Atlas and Whitey Goodfriend. We elected mayors, a county executive, freeholders, council people, district leaders, while changing the form of government in Essex County. However, we also strategized on how to make New Jersey a better place in which to live for all New Jerseyans, and a state public bank was high on our list. So don't kid yourself, this is really hard stuff that we're about to do. None of us who believe in this effort think that this is going to be an easy job. We understand that it will take vision, commitment, expertise, and a lot of input from stakeholders like the folks that are sitting here today. If it were easy, other states would have done this in the last 100 years. Public bank models do exist. North Dakota established the state bank in 1919 to partner with community banks and credit unions to provide a secondary mortgage market and liquidity support for state businesses and financial institutions when large banks cut off access to capital. Recently, several cities and states have explored legislation to establish banks, and in California, a law was just passed enabling individual cities and counties to create local public banks. And there's the other countries that have public banks. But if there is one thing that we have learned in the past 2 years of working together and following the public bank movement, is that New Jersey's public state bank needs to be homegrown. It needs to be about New Jersey. We are not North Dakota in the early 1920s, nor are we California or Germany in the 21st century. The public bank that we build in this state must be tailored for our state's specific economic, environment, and credit needs. New Jersey has developed a rich public financial institution terrain in recent decades. Despite this fact, there are still so many unmet needs. A state public bank in New Jersey cannot simply be bolted onto the current public financing infrastructure. It must complement and improve upon the existing financial sector. A New Jersey public bank will be an institution that expands access to credit at below market rates for projects that address pressing and unmet needs in our state. By drawing on multiple funding sources for capitalization, the bank must provide a consistent source of capital that is not subject to the whims and fluctuations of the market or the inevitable and protracted budget debates that we go through each year. In addition, the bank must provide a mechanism to recapture a portion of the capital that has traditionally been invested outside of this country. Let's bring the money home and invest it here in our state. Today, Governor Murphy is laying down the foundation of a process by creating a board. The board's job is not to figure out if a state public bank can be built, but it is to decide how the state public bank will be built. I'm confident that through a thoughtful and deliberative process that includes bringing all of the relevant stakeholders and talents in New Jersey together, we will build a bank that will serve the needs of our state and will help our folks and will build a fairer and stronger New Jersey. And with that, I'd like to introduce Governor Phil Murphy, who is making this all possible today.
Good morning, all. Good morning. Thank you, Phyllis and Citizen Action, for hosting us here in the great city of Newark. And thank you all for your good work on our shared agenda. In our efforts to create a stronger and fairer New Jersey, there has been no greater ally than Citizen Action. And beyond Citizen Action, hey, Marcia. Oh, Lieutenant Governor. I'm literally about to say it. God is my witness. I'm honored to be here with our rocket Lieutenant Governor. Can't make that up. As I was saying, I'm honored to be here with our rocket Lieutenant Governor and my partner in government, the strangely known I'm also thrilled to be here with founding director of Hands in the Oranges, Pat Morrissey. Pat, thank you. Vice President John Spiller, bless you, Sean. To our brothers and sisters in labor, Barry is here, others are here. Bless you for being here and all your support. To the advocates, some of whom were introduced. Marcia has come in since they were introduced, but Blue Wave support here was huge. To the elected officials, we got Freeholder President for Essex County and my partner in politics, Brendan Gills, in the House. And I also want to give a shout out to a guy who couldn't make it today, my close friend Todd Scherer, who's the one who first pushed my face into understanding the North Dakota model. And I agree completely with Phyllis. That's an interesting and very relevant guidepost at one point. And at another point, we've got to make our own. We will do that in New Jersey. So in just a few minutes, I will sign an executive order taking the first steps toward realizing our vision of a public bank. The public bank was, to be sure, one of the first major policy proposals I unveiled, and I have been anxious to make progress on it, and now we will. I'm not always emotional as my voice would lead you to believe. It is an emotional day, I have to say. I still believe in the ability of a public bank owned by the people of New Jersey to be a force for good in helping small businesses succeed, in providing student loans at affordable rates, and opening lines of credit to municipalities for meeting long-term infrastructure and affordable housing needs. This executive order will create a 14-member public bank implementation board, chaired by our Commissioner of Banking and Insurance, Marlene Caride, and including 9 other members of our administration, from cabinet members to agency heads to my senior staff, as well as 4 public members from an array of backgrounds in business and advocacy. And Phyllis, thank you in advance for your agreement to serve. As if I had a choice. No, I'm kidding. But I do think if we hadn't gotten to today, Phyllis might have killed me, so I'm very happy for one of the reasons. This took a little longer than any of us would have liked. Over the course of the coming year, the Public Bank Implementation Board will undertake a comprehensive review of all aspects of how such an institution can exist within our current financial system and support and enhance the services already offered by other state authorities such as the EDA or HESA or HMFA and the New Jersey Infrastructure Bank, to name a few examples. It will assess the capital needs for New Jersey small businesses, college students, and local infrastructure and affordable housing projects, and identify how a public bank can strengthen the capacity of local financial institutions and nonprofit entities, including minority-owned community banks, credit unions, community development corporations, and community development financial institutions. And importantly, the board will develop an overall business plan that determines capitalization needs and outlines a strong and transparent governance and operational structure. As you no doubt know, we've had a few other issues pressing up against the glass since we took office, but the time is right now to assess how New Jersey taxpayer dollars can be invested here in New Jersey through a public bank. And again, I thank Phyllis and Citizen Action and the other advocates for never allowing me to forget where we came from. I'm so proud to be able to say that we are governing as we said we would. It is now my pleasure and honor to introduce the Lieutenant Governor of the great state of New Jersey, the one and only Sheila Albright.
Good morning, everyone. As I entered this space, RSA and Phyllis and Sean, I thought to myself, wow, I'm having a deja vu walk down memory lane, because gathered in this room are people who have fought for decades for something we all believe in, and Governor Murphy definitely, by wanting to create a stronger and fairer New Jersey, believes in. A public bank is about power to the people. That is what many of you know that New Jersey Citizen Action and Phyllis, and I'm looking at my old soldier in the vineyard. We know that for years we've understood that the way we address something that most of us gathered here are interested in, and that is narrowing down the wealth gap that exists in New Jersey. And one of the ways we begin to address that is by opening up avenues for people to have access to capital, to buy a home, to send a child to college, to be able to acquire a car so that they can get to work. This is what a public bank can do for working people in our state. And Governor, I want to thank you for doing this. And just a shout out to City National and to Citibank and Chase. We love you and we want you to stay Wachovia in the banking business. But our bank, a New Jersey public bank, will be a bank that brings the ability to capitalize asset acquisition by people who are traditionally not being able to be served. And Arnold, you know that, and David, you know that, we all know that. So just congratulations, our governor, for doing this today.
Sheila and Phyllis touched on this. The concept here is actually quite a simple one. It turns out executing it is harder than we'd like, but the concept is a simple one. You pay your tax dollars, you pay your fees, If those are sitting in local community banks, that's fine by us. We want to work with community banks, make that reality a stronger one. But it turns out a lot of those dollars go to money center banks, including non-US headquartered banks. And the dollars those banks then lend on, in most cases, don't come back to New Jersey. They build infrastructure projects in the campaign trail. I remember Phyllis, you and I talked about a great infrastructure loan that was to Sweden and one to Japan. So they're making the right kind of loans, but they're not making them in New Jersey. The concept is a bank owned by us to keep those dollars in New Jersey to benefit our economy. And for every dollar you put in to infrastructure, student loans, small business, affordable housing, you get multiple dollars back. And that's sort of the concept. Let's cut the leakage out, which is enormous. Sheila, thank you for your being there for this for a long time and for your leadership. It is now my honor to introduce one of those guys who's been toiling in the vineyards on this one for a long time, the founding director of HANDS. Please help me welcome Pat Moss.
So when candidate Phil Murphy announced that he had the intention of starting a state public bank, I was so excited that my wife and kids thought that maybe the Devils had made the playoffs. But it was even better than that.
Yes.
And the game before that. So I've had a career working in urban neighborhoods, stabilizing neighborhoods, trying to keep them as places to raise a family. And my colleagues and I in the community development movement, we've seen our job as trying to attract and align the resources to that task. And the number one resource that kept eluding us and gave us the biggest headaches and kept us awake at night most was attracting affordable and accessible capital. Now, colleagues of mine in community development movement, we've been at events before, sometimes with governors, and there's been one attempt after another, but they all fell short. And we've all borrowed from HMFA, from EDA, and there was always the promise when we would meet with somebody about a new program, the Urban Fund, for example. It was going to be low interest, comprehensive, one-stop, user-friendly, which sounded too good to be true. Well, you know what happens when things sound too good to be true. At one point, we actually established our own bank, a nonprofit bank that you now know today as New Jersey Community Capital, the state's largest community development financial institution. That became our go-to lender for urban revitalization. So Governor, I applaud you. This is by far the boldest stroke yet. We know the road ahead is complicated, to say the least, technically, financially, perhaps politically, but I really applaud you. This is where we need to be issues facing New Jersey today, and let's leverage their capacity with that of the State Public Bank. Let's make that credit accessible, comprehensive, one-stop, and user-friendly, and let's get down to work. Thank you so much.
At this for so long. This is a big day for all of us, but particularly for the folks like Pat, Phyllis, and others here who have been at this for, in some cases, decades. This board, by the way, has a clock on it. It's a good thing. I should have said that before I introduced Sean. It has to convene within the next 30 days, and it has to deliver the report, which outlines how we're going to get this done in 1 year. And it has to address a whole series of specific elements in that report. So this is now, as of today, at this time, we're on the clock, which is another good thing. I mentioned labor is important to this. Eric Kushner, COO PLC in Hudson County and others with us today. None more so than educators who see the challenges as well as the enormous opportunities that our state can deliver in the #1 public education state in America. So with that, it's my great honor to introduce the Vice President of the New Jersey Education Educators Association, Mr. Sean Spalding. Thanks.
Thank you, Governor. Good morning to everyone. It is my pleasure to be here today, and to you, Governor, it is just humbling to be part of such important work and to serve with such esteemed colleagues as we move forward in this journey. I think today is yet another example of the commitments that we heard from candidate Phil Murphy over 2 years ago were not just empty campaign promises, but were true priorities of Governor Murphy and his administration. And a public bank is a real opportunity. It's an opportunity to have capital working for working class people and not just the wealthiest among us. And while not a cure-all for everything and all the problems that we face, when we're investing in things like fairer student loans, when we're investing in small businesses, when we're investing in the people of New Jersey, that is what we should be doing, putting our dollars to work for Main Street and not for corporate Wall Street. And I think that is the charge of this administration. So for me, quite simply, I am proud to serve. I'm proud to be a part of this. I am eager to turn what is really a wonderful idea into a true reality for economic justice, for economic stability, for an opportunity for all of us here in New Jersey to realize a stronger and fairer New Jersey that works for each and every one of us. So thank you very much.
I would first thank everybody for coming. Governor is going to come sit down and sign this executive order. I know there's some folks who are going to stand up with him. I want to thank you all, and I just want to make one final comment. When we started working on this in the 70s, Joel Shane, who was mayor of Orange at that time, used to come to our living rooms with his baby in a cardboard box. That's how he traveled with his baby when we had these meetings planning for the state bank. So I'm glad you're here today. I know the baby is a big girl, and we're really glad to see the closing of this loop. So thank you. Thank you all for coming.
Okay, everybody good? Let's go put a shot here. Just had a check to make sure these weren't left over Christmas pens. I'm sure you did a lot of events with Governor Christie out here at Citizen Action, fellas. Okay.
Generally outside.
Okay. Let's start with my partner, Lieutenant Governor Sheila Oliver. Phyllis Salo Kay. Pat Morrissey's in the house. Joan, you here behind me? Joan Bartle, where are you? Joan Bartle, Co-Director of Banking on New Jersey. I know he's here because we just saw him speak. From the NJEA, Vice President Sean Stiller. President of Blue Wave, New Jersey, the aforementioned, the one and only Marcia Marley. Bruce Davis, the Economic Development Chairman of the NJ. We got Marty Beerbaum, co-author, NJ Citizen Action Public Bank Policy Brief. Beverly, you with me? Here, okay, I saw you earlier. Let's hear from Beverly Brown. He's not here, but I want to make sure he gets a pen. Dr. Bill Rogers, Professor of Public Policy at Rutgers University. I'm going to ask.
Well, first and foremost, I think we look at it obviously from an educational lens at times. And when you talk about student loans, for example, great example. Right now, many of our individuals just graduating college are coming out with an enormous amount of debt, especially those going into education where you know you don't make big money. It's a real challenge. We're seeing that as a hindrance in terms of people coming into the profession. So a perfect real-life example of how having a public state bank that can invest in fairer student loans, that give residents better rates, that make sure people can actually afford to go to college and afford to go into the career of their choice, is a perfect example of how a public bank, a state bank, can really be effective. When you talk about all the dollars that we invest now generally in the state, no matter how the municipal side, when you look at what happens in terms of infrastructure work and the loans you have to get and all those other pieces you have to put out there, if we can be doing that through a state public bank, having those dollars be reinvested in Main Street, reinvested in the working class in the state, another give back to residents, another give back to all of us. So I think there's really tangible examples of how these dollars that are ultimately right now going to Wall Street, they're making money on our money. Let's get that money back to work for people in our state. Let's get that money back to work for the average everyday person. That's what it's all about.
I want to ask you one more question. Is there any way that college students graduates to find out about this years?
Well, great question. I think this is literally just the start of the conversation, because I think what we are charged with now, as the governor noted, with a tight time frame, is to come up with what the framework of a public bank looks like, come up with then what that means in terms of getting the dollars in, what dollars are we starting with to put out and invest, and then I think you build the framework around, hey, you've got student loans, but this is how you take advantage of this state public bank. So I don't think we're there yet, but you can be sure that once we are, that information will be out there.
Is there any set location to where the bank will be at?
None at this time, not at all. And I think that when we think of a bank more broadly than even just a physical location, it's more the concept of taking all our dollars collectively, and those dollars that are going to Wall Street and keeping them here in New Jersey for residents, as opposed to just your bank on the corner. It's the idea of dollars for New Jersey, from New Jersey, being put back into New Jersey.
Okay, great. Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Yeah, thanks so much. Appreciate it, man. All right, thank you.